Well, hello YouTube. Well, I'm going to give you a tour of my new house. So this is what I've waited about 2 years to be built. Well, maybe not quite 2 years, but very close to it. They're spare paving bricks. They're going to be used on the driveway I plan to build up along that side of the house. And I put my letterbox in yesterday. I will maybe do another reshoot of this video just because it's a bit wet today. That's my carport. Let's take a walk inside, eh? Just watch out for the cat. Obviously she's going to try and bolt. Yeah. The door's got a lot of air pressure. Right. Right, so now we're in this front door. So as we turn, we look down the corridor. That's the main corridor. Yes, booties. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so this is a spare bedroom. At the moment there's no spare bed in here. When I get a new bed for myself, I'm going to put my old bed in here. So then I can, have another spare bedroom. That's the cupboard for this one. As you can see, it's just a bit of a storage room at the moment till I figure it out where everything needs to go. It is a bit of a mess at the moment, the house. This is the other spare bedroom. So this is just my guest bedroom, I guess you could say, at the moment. Again, just another cupboard. So they do fit a double bed inside. I think this is actually a queen, I'm not sure. It might be bigger than my actual bed. This is the guest bed bathroom. So as you can see, they're not too bad actually. So I don't know if I pressed something I wasn't supposed to on the phone. Anyway, where are we off to now, booties? Alright, I'm going to be keeping her in the house for another week or two before she can go outside. I've been taking her out on a leash to get her used to the smells. I just don't want her to run away, obviously. You know, when animals move, they get a bit funny. This is the car garage, or carport, whatever you like to call it. At the moment, I've got all my tools sort of buried in the corner there. I'm planning to put a tool board on the wall, and then I can empty out my toolbox and start neatening this up a bit and utilising the space a bit better. It is a single carport because the block just didn't allow for a double carport, so it just couldn't be done. It is what it is. I built this house to a budget, so that was mostly my plans with this house. Was I just didn't want to be eating 2-minute noodles for the rest of my life. So, in case interest rates went right up. This is the laundry area. This is what they use nowadays. So as you can see, yeah, they actually, you know, it's not too bad. It's nicely compacted into a nice little area. Haven't hooked up my washing machine. I better do that today because I've got some washing to do. So yep, that's where that's how these work, and then they're just these kind of doors. All right, this is the linen cupboard. Not sure if you care, but yeah. So at the moment, I'm just using it because I don't have a bookshelf. A friend of mine said they might have a shelf that I can buy. I might take them up on that. I just needed to sort out a few other bills in order to be sure I knew what I wanted to make sure that everything was done right, if you know what I mean. This is my kitchen. Kitchen isn't too bad size. If you look at that, it's quite big. Again, it's a bit of a mess because I haven't really done a huge amount of tidy up. I'm going to put these on the wall. These are mag strips. I'm contemplating putting that in the shed. It's just, they just hold magnet bar that holds you know, like knives and things like that, any metal objects. So this is the main room. At the moment, that's my curtains. But yeah, I might. Yeah, once I get, like I said, once I get it sorted, it'll start looking a lot nicer. It's, you know, I just moved in last week, and it's just been held to skelter to get everything sorted and get everything finished off at the old house. So that's the spaces up there. It's just basically, they're like old clothes. I've got to go through them all and see what actually fits me. I've got to go through all my clothes, see what fits me and what doesn't, and just start doing a cull on all my clothes. My like ensuite bathroom. Yeah, and you notice the ceilings are quite high, so that's good. It's got also got these type of lights. I think they're supposed to be energy savers, and they're the new type of lights that you use. So yeah, and this is the dining room. So as you can see, and this is the lounge room. As you can see, it's a bit of, like I said, sorry about the mess. I need to mow the lawn. That's the backyard. That's the septic tank. I've got to put a wall around that so I can fill in the sand around it. But apparently the tank needs to be exposed. This is just one of the council requirements, that you have one of these particular septic tanks. That one's a fiberglass one. It was originally going to be concrete, but the suppliers in the eastern states decided that they were never going to actually send it over. No joke. Like, it had actually been built over a year ago, and that was one of the biggest hold-ups on the house, which is ridiculous. You know, if somebody pays for something and it's been built, COVID or no COVID, do your job, send it over. Don't make excuses for how poor your management system is. That's just, it's not the builder's fault, that's the supplier's fault, you know? And I don't really know what to tell you. That's my view from this side of the house. Is quite a bit of bushland up that way. That's the national park. And yeah, we'll have a look out the back. You can see. Yeah, so I'll see if I can see the what do you call it, the view from the other side of the house. I don't want to get wet, but see if we can put that. I'm going to have to get wet, I think. I don't think I have a choice. I think that's the only way. Make sure Caddy doesn't come out. Okay. I'm just going to put my hood over my head. So that's the view from this side of the house. There's another house being built over there. Okay. Getting wet. You can see my job putting in the letterbox. That's the front of the house. I gotta run back inside the house. I'm gonna get drenched. I don't know if I'll be able to mow the lawn tonight. That was the plan, but I don't think that's going to happen. And basically, yeah, so that's my house. So just for reference sake, so you guys know, so basically I borrowed $240,000 for this house. The house cost $265,000 to build. So that's house and land, $240,000. So that's basically what you can do. So it gives you sort of an idea of what you can afford and what you get for. Now I didn't ask for any of the extras. Like, I didn't want the Venetian blinds. I hate Venetian blinds. I'm going to install curtains. Anything that needs to be done around the house, which is pretty much lots of things, but there are lots of little things. I'm going to do myself, like the painting. I'm going to do the painting myself. Probably, depends if I can get a decent curtain installer, cheap, or not cheap, but, you know, like decent. Say hello. Good girl. She wants to go outside. Of course she does. Yeah, so that's basically what that's what the houses in Australia can cost. To be honest, mine's actually quite well budgeted. A lot of places, a lot of people are spending twice what I've spent on a house. A lot of people are spending between $450, $500. I wasn't looking to do that because that would probably put me on the very, very edge. I don't even know if I could have afforded that, but it would have put me on the very, very edge of what I could afford. And if interest rates went up to such a degree, I don't think I would be able to pay the house off. So that wouldn't do me any good. So I had to get what I could afford. This is what I could afford. The block itself is 750 square meters. So I think it's 3/4 of an acre. I think 1,000 square meters is an acre. So yeah, it's in off on the end of a cul-de-sac. I got the land cheap because it's set vacant for over 8 months, and people didn't want the block because it was slopey. As you can see, there was quite a bit of earthworks on the house, but the earthworks were about $27,000, and because of that, people were put off by it. So I paid $55 for the block. And I think it was about $185 for the house build, if not, I can't remember the exact figure, but yeah. So when you consider the fact that some of the 1,000 square meter blocks in the area were selling for about $100,000 and $110,000, my block was still cheaper than theirs, because their block, you know, still needs site works. And yeah, so every block needs site works. That's just unavoidable. And yeah, they were flatter, but as you can see, when it's utilised nicely, it has a lot of potential. I am going to put a retaining wall on that side eventually, and I'm hoping to build a shed about there. I've got to look at where the leach drains are and everything, and make sure it all fits nice. And yeah, the driveway will come up, as you can see. The driveway comes up around there, and then that's basically, I mean, that I can eventually put my car back there and then get a cheap runabout car. Yeah, so that's the house. These floors weren't the original colour I was going to go with. They ran out of the colour. It was actually a grey floor that I was going to have, and I thought that would have matched the carpet nice. But to be honest, I think the contrast is actually quite nice when you see it. So if you see, let me put the light on. You can see that the carpet actually, there's a nice contrast. It turned out quite good. I'm not disappointed at all. And you know, when you're building a house, there's always compromises you make. So yeah, so I guess the plan was, because the bathroom tiles are quite dark, yeah, so it's dark tile. These cabinets are grey. I chose a lot of neutral colours. That's essentially what I was going for. A lot of neutral colours. Look, worst case scenario, if I had to sell the house, there's a couple of things going for it. It's a 3x2, so 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. it's got a couple of spare rooms, so a small family could look at a house like this and go, yeah, this is good. I could raise my kids out here, and it would be nice. Like I said, it's on the end of a cul-de-sac. So you can see that's the end of the street. So yeah, so there's not a lot of traffic out this way, which is nice. And yeah, so look, I'm now out of the rent market. Thank God for that. Took a while. I can say that much. It's hard to get out of the rent trap. It is possible to do. I'm doing it as a single person, so yeah, it's not impossible. Like when people say, "Oh, you know, I just can't do it." Well, how much are you saving? What are you doing about saving money? You know, so that's really the question. And you have to find a way to save money. That's the key. Easier said than done. I mean, I would like to do videos on it, but my methods for saving money are pretty obvious, and I don't go out much. That's basically it. Well, anything that I would consider and anything I can do myself, I do myself. So yeah. So I mean that's just how I think, and I'm very money driven. So basically, yeah, that's essentially it. I just had to get my computer fixed yesterday. The power supply died on it. So, yeah, I will be getting broadband for the house soon. Like I said, there's a lot that needs to be done. Obviously, I need to tidy up the house. That would be a good start. Yeah, I've got to start getting organised, but I'm happy to do everything slowly over the next 5 or 10 years and get the house where I want it, and hopefully have paid it off by then. But I mean, I'm realistic with my goals. I don't know if that's the case. I would like to invest in things like shares. I've always wanted to. So the question is, do I want to put some money aside for that? And yes, I would like to. Paying off the house, though, while the interest rates aren't high, is probably more of a priority, because that'll pay off in the long run. It's still investing in myself. It's still putting an investment into my assets. So it's not a terrible thing to do. I know some people might say, yeah, but shares can grow, whereas your house, you know, it will grow, but it's not going to grow at the same rate as shares or any of that type of thing. That's fine. But like I said, if the interest rates are low, and I've always wanted to own my own house, so step one, I have the house now. Now I'm going to pay the bank back, and then it's all mine. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it gives you a bit of hope out there. To give you an idea how long I've waited to get my own place. I've wanted my own place since I was about 21. I'm now 37. So, so that gives you an idea. And look, I know girls at work who are over 40, and they're getting their first home. So, you know what? Don't look at your age and go, I'm never going to have this home that I've always wanted. It is possible. Sometimes you have to compromise. In my case, I've lived in the town that I live in. I won't disclose that town's name, but I've lived in the, simply because I don't know who's on the internet watching these videos, and I don't know what their intentions are, so I'm not going to be disclosing that. Yeah, so it's a bit of a drive from the main town, but I don't like living in big cities, so it suits me. But in saying that, it's not so far that you go, oh, geez, I'll never, ever, you know, I don't want to move out there because it's so far. You know, you got to think outside the box. If you really, really want something, you've got to find a way to make it work for you and look for the positives there that are there. There are plenty of positives in this world. You just got to create them for yourself and focus on them and look at them. Everything is about, you know, when it comes to your life, everything is about you, and you got to make it about you. So, peace out, and I will see you on the next video. Hopefully, yeah, I'll be able to give you a bit more of a show of the house when it's not raining and it's much neater and everything, and you'll be able to go, oh, yeah, that looks better. Yeah, no worries. Peace out. Bye.